quite large. I had to throw most of it away.
You threw my
Ross is hanging on by a thread,
away.
buddy.
My sandwich?
Okay, after the last one where I reacted to Sex and the City scenes, so many of you asked me to do more. So here I am reacting to Friends, which apparently is a community fave. So many of you are huge fans. So it was really, really fun. We will be watching them deal with alcoholism, loss, breakups, getting back together, OCD, anxiety, and so much more. So let's just get to watching. And the first episode of the very first season, the pilot, is what I want to jump into first. Let's get watching.
Daddy, I can't marry him. I'm sorry. I just don't love him. Well, it matters to me.
It should matter to everybody.
Come on, Daddy, listen to me. It's like all of my life, everyone has always told me, you're a shoe. You're a shoe, you're a shoe, you're a shoe. And then today I just stopped and I said, what if I don't want to be a shoe? What if I want to be a purse? You know, or
Thank you for yourself.
Or a hat. No, I don't want you to buy me a hat. I'm saying that I am a hat. It's a metaphor, Daddy.
You can see where you'd have trouble.
The reason I wanted to include this clip and why I thought it was so important is it shows us how we can't keep letting other people define who we are. In the end, that only leads to unhappiness, and apparently running away from a wedding in our wedding dress on our wedding day. Probably should tell them beforehand if, we're not sure. Probably shouldn't get married, but at the very least, she did what was best for her. And, I had a family friend of mine, actually, like a distant family friend, who at the ripe age of 42 just up and left her family because she said that she never really wanted to get married or have kids. And she did get married and have kids at like 18, like very young. But that's what happens when we let other people define us and tell us what we should be doing and when we should be doing it, instead of just figuring it out ourselves. And I think this really foreshadows like all of Friends, where they're just trying to figure it out. And I think that's why it's so relatable, because everybody's at different stages trying to, get their career online and figuring out what that means for them, and then trying to figure out relationships and what's healthy for them. Anyway, long story short, I just really like this because even though she's not sure that she can get away without having her dad's money help support her, or Barry, who she's going to get married to, she knows that she can't do that anymore, that she can't let other people decide and call her a shoe when maybe she wants to be a purse or a hat. So many of you requested that I add these clips in, and as a licensed mental health professional, I felt that I really, really had to add in Roger the Shrink. If you don't know who this is, it's a person that Phoebe dates. It's horrible. It's hilarious. Let's watch this first clip.
Rock, hard place, me.
Chandler always with the jokes, right?
You're so funny. He's really funny. I wouldn't want to be there when the laughter stops.
Like, who says something like
Back
that?
up there, Sparky.
Right?
What did you mean by that?
Well, it just seems as though that maybe you have intimacy issues, that you use your humor as a way of keeping people at a distance.
Huh.
I mean, hey, I just met you. I don't know you from Adam.
Yet you're telling things about, you're saying things about him that,
Parents divorced before you hit puberty.
it's too much, man, too much. Pump the brakes.
Uh-huh. How did you know that?
It's textbook.
That is just, that's the reason people always ask me all the time, as a therapist, Katie, do you, psychoanalyze your friends or Sean or your family? And the answer is always no. I mean, first of all, it's exhausting to be on like that and to be thinking of things in like a bigger picture way, looking for patterns. That's a lot of what therapists do, is look for patterns and to try to make sense of what can seem nonsensical, right? That's exhausting. It takes a lot of focus. So I don't do that. Also, healthy boundaries. But this just shows you people's response to that kind of interpretation and like forcefulness, essentially, with an analysis that he really doesn't know Chandler that well. Sure, there are certain things you can tell from people really quickly, but first of all, people aren't ready to hear them. And second of all, you shouldn't be telling people who aren't your patients. This guy has no boundaries. Okay, that's just to get started, but there are more clips with this guy because he is that good. So let's get into another one.
Hello?
It's Phoebe and Raj.
Come on up. Oh, good. Raj is here.
What's the matter with Raj?
That's nothing. It's a little thing. I hate that guy.
See, strong reaction.
So he was a
Too
little
much.
analytical. That's what he does, you know? Come on, he's not that bad. You see, that's where you're wrong. Why would I marry her if I thought on any level that she was a lesbian?
I don't know. Maybe you wanted your marriage to fail.
Chandler's saying, I told you so. Hate that guy.
Why? Why would I? Why? Why?
I don't know. Maybe low self-esteem. Maybe to compensate for overshadowing a sibling. Maybe you.
Wait. Go back to that sibling thing.
Well, I don't know. It's conceivable
If
that
you don't
wanted to
know,
sabotage
shut
your
up.
marriage
Also,
so
if
the
you do know,
sibling would
shut up.
feel like less of a failure in the eyes of the parents.
Now, siblings can do this where they will hold themselves back as to not overshadow a sibling or continue to overshadow a sibling, right? There can be some guilt, especially if we thought one sibling had it worse than us or whatever. There can be, obviously, we've all heard of like sibling rivalry, right? So that is a very normal, I don't want to call it psychological phenomenon, but just like a normal way that we react to life. Again, you can't just go saying this to people who aren't your patients and who didn't ask you. So frustrating, and I understand why Ross is frustrated and doesn't want to talk about it anymore. Here's the last clip I want to show.
That's tough stuff.
He just like opened Rachel up. I cut that part off because it's not really, that pertinent, but you can't just do that to people and just leave them hanging. That's why it should be done in session. Ugh.
No problem.
Listen, guys.
Yeah,
great seeing you
right?
again.
Not so great.
Mom, easy on those cookies, okay? Remember, they're just food. They're not love.
As an eating disorder therapist, I find it so frustrating. I would never say anything like that to anybody, even though I will be honest, when I'm out in public places, I can see someone like doing weird eating disorder behavior or notice when someone, is engaging in binging or overexercising or something like that, right? I might think that's happening. But again, I have healthy boundaries between work life and personal life. And I would never say that. That's also, I think all of us can nod along and be like, it's also not helpful. Shut up, Raj. Okay, enough about Roger. We're done with Roger. Let's move on to one of my favorite characters,
Rach, is this
Fun Bobby.
I don't know. Why don't you taste it?
Rachel's the worst waitress.
No. Oh, well, too late. Sorry, I already had some.
What do you say we make these coffees Irish?
So what time in the morning do you think it is?
Cake! Yeah, well, we're gonna get some cake.
It seems like you've been making an awful lot of stuff Irish lately.
Well, it would make them Belgian, but the waffles are hard to get into that flask.
Bobby,
Deflect with humor. Very
maybe this
Chandler-esque.
is none of my business, or maybe it is, I don't know, but I'm kind of worried about you.
Okay, look, this isn't the first time somebody said something to me about this, but I don't know. I always made excuses about it, like I'm just a social drinker, or hey, come on, it's Flag Day.
I wanted to share that little bit of that clip because first of all, I love the way that Monica brings this up with him. And I couldn't find the full clip online, but this ends with him just saying that, okay, but now I'll try to stop, right? Which is a great response to a very nice way of bringing up her concerns. Again, there's no judgment, or as little judgment as there can be when you're trying to mention that someone's drinking is bothering you, right? And that you're kind of worried about them. I love that she leads with concern. I think that's a better way to approach any situation like this, because that's really what it is. You're really worried about them, and that's how you should broach the subject of, maybe alcoholism, drug addiction, things like that, because we know people can get very defensive. So I appreciate the way she approached it. However, and that's why I said it kind of cut off, but this goes on for him to be like, okay, but I'll give it a try. Yes, that could happen, but in my experience, I don't know, I'd love to hear from you guys. In my experience, that's not always how it goes. Usually people who are in the midst of their addiction can get defensive, can push people away, can say they're going to stop and not. And this just like switch it on, switch it off thing it's just not very realistic. But, you know, it's a sitcom. Okay. Now, when you guys asked me to do the react to Friends, you knew these clips were coming. You knew it. By and large, when I asked on Instagram for the clips you liked, this one was requested so many more times than any other clip, and you've probably guessed it by now, the sandwich.
Ross, may I have a word with you?
Oh, of course, Donald.
We've been getting reports of some very angry behavior on your part.
What?
Threatening letters, refusal to meet deadlines. Apparently, people now call you mental.
Remember Phoebe wrote that letter to keep people out of his lunch again because someone ate his moist
We
maker?
want you to speak to a psychiatrist.
Sandwich.
Oh, no. You don't understand. Ugh, this is so silly. This is all just because of a sandwich.
A sandwich?
Yeah, you see, my sister makes these amazing turkey sandwiches. Her secret is she puts an extra slice of gravy-soaked bread in the middle. I call it the moist maker.
I wonder if people
Anyway,
change the way they
I
make
put my
sandwiches,
sandwich in the
leftover
fridge
sandwiches, because of this.
Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. I believe I ate that.
You ate my sandwich?
It was a simple mistake. It could happen to anyone.
Oh, really? Did you confuse it with your own turkey sandwich with a moist maker?
Right?
No.
Do you perhaps remember seeing a note on top of it?
There may have been a joke or limerick of some kind.
That said, it was my sandwich.
Now calm down. Come look in my office. Some of it may still be in the trash.
Why would you say that, dude?
What?
Well, it was quite large. I had to throw most of it away.
You threw my
Ross is hanging on by a thread, buddy.
My sandwich! My sandwich!
Now, of course, this is funny, and because it's all about this sandwich, and also clearly Ross is overreacting, although I will throw in my own thoughts about the fact that I don't understand why anyone would want to eat anybody else's lunch. Like, I don't know how you made that sandwich or who made it. I could see maybe you ate someone's yogurt, something that's like sealed that you purchased, like something like that I get, but like to open someone's bag lunch they brought from home and eat something they made just seems weird to me. Anybody else? Maybe it's just me. But also, if you don't know, if you haven't watched Friends, or you don't remember what was happening during this time, Ross is going through a shitty time. He's getting divorced from Emily, I think, and then he is having to move out of the apartment that he was in. So he has to move. He's going through a divorce because the apartment was rented to him from like a member of her family or something like that. I think they bought it. So much upheaval in his life. And clearly he's anger out because anger is protective, right? And he's feeling probably really hurt or really sad and, you know, maybe really lonely. So it's clearly an overreaction. It's not really about the sandwich, but that's what makes it funny. Okay, we're not quite done yet. Here we go.
Ross?
Hey, Chandler. Monica.
Ross, are you okay?
I'm fine. I saw a psychiatrist at work today.
Why?
On account of my rage.
Which, if I may say right now, is out of control.
He gave me a pill for it.
A pill?
Huh? Well, when the psychiatrist told me that I had to take a leave of absence because I yelled at my boss, I started to get worked up again. So he offered me a tranquilizer, and I thought it was a good idea. So I took it.
Wait a minute. They're making you take time off work?
And you're okay with that?
I don't know. It's going to be weird not having a job for a while, but I definitely don't care about my sandwich.
It was never about the sandwich. I both love and hate this. First of all, I don't know how a job can force you to see a psychiatrist at work and then prescribe medication. that seems a little overstepping for me. I don't know. Maybe it's okay in some workplaces. I just can't imagine that being something that they would do where they have a psychiatrist on staff. That just seems very bizarre to me. But whatever. We'll just go with like suspension of disbelief, right? Go with it. But if they gave him a tranquilizer at work, I'd be worried about him getting home okay. Like, did he have somebody with him? And also, I don't like the fact that this, like, not stigmatizes, but increases the stigma or continues the stigma of, like, oh, if you take medicine, you know, it's just going to make you a zombie and you don't know who you are. Or, so there's that. I don't like that. And then I also don't like the fact that this is seen as treatment for his rage or for his upset versus understanding like where the problem's really coming from. And let's talk about that so that his anger's not coming out everywhere, because he needs another outlet, another way to cope that's a healthy one that isn't rage or tranquilizers with cotton candy. Okay, that is all we have for the sandwich because it's just so good. But now we're gonna dig into some anxiety-based OCD type of things, and you guessed it, Monica's involved. Here we go. Oh my God, Chandler.
Wow, couples who live together do start to look alike. So, Mondler, what you doing?
What does it look like? I am cleaning.
Did you get Monica's authorization to move all of her stuff?
Authorization? I don't need that. I'm gonna put everything back.
Put it back exactly where you found it?
Yes, I'm gonna put it back exactly where I found it.
Okay, first
He's
of all,
in
that
trouble.
attitude is not helping.
She is not gonna care if I put her stuff back in the same stupid place.
Oh, hello? Did you just meet Monica?
She is gonna recognize that I did a nice thing and appreciate it.
I would.
Huh.
I love
No,
when
actually,
Sean cleans.
this will work out well.
So helpful.
Because when you have to move back in with Joey, Joey's hot new roommate can come live with me.
I see. You're trying to freak me out.
Look, Chandler, Monica is really weird about this kind of stuff. All right? Believe me, I lived with her for 16 years. She is going to freak out. Oh my God, she's going to sit on you.
No, she's not. Okay, I'll prove it to you. I'm gonna call her right now.
So sure of
Phone's
himself.
done.
Why is he wiping like everything, taking everything out? It's
Hey, Mon, how's it going?
way
Terrible.
overdone.
I'm telling you, if I want something done right, I have to do it myself. Other people just wreck stuff. I really think I might kill someone tonight.
Oh, come on. It can't be that bad.
It's worse. The only thing that's getting me through is knowing that I'm going to be seeing you soon. I think I might even try to get out of here early.
No. No, sounds like they really need you down there.
Enter
Are
panic.
you just hanging out with Ross?
It's all good. Okay, bye-bye, Mom. She's gonna kill me.
Well, the phone was facing the other way. And that goes back up there.
Okay, now I know everybody talks about how they think that Monica has OCD, and it's possible that she may, but I don't see that. I don't know if anybody else understands OCD. If you have it yourself, you might get this, but OCD comes with like this build of like anxiety and like worrying. You think something terrible is going to happen if you don't do the compulsion. The compulsion being, like get everything symmetrical or do something a certain number of times, or I don't even know, check things. Checking is very common. Like, oh, did I turn off the lights? No, I don't know. I'm going to go check. And we check a certain number of times sometimes, or we just have to keep checking. And it takes up a shitload of our time, right? However, Monica is more about the control of her environment. And so I'm not really sure if it's OCD necessarily, or if it's just more about her internal anxiety. And yes, OCD is part of like anxiety disorders, but I'm talking like generalized anxiety disorder. And I would argue that, especially because we know that she used to binge eat as a kid and had an eating disorder, and she's kind of swung in this other direction. So I think she might feel like her environment is one of the only things she can control that gives her some sense of relief, right, from her anxious symptoms. Or maybe it's like she replaced the cleanliness and, wanting everything just so, instead of doing the binge eating. We use different coping skills. That's what I think's happening. But anyway, we're not done here. There's a couple more little clips here I want to share. So let's move on to the next one. Here we go.
You know what we should do?
Okay,
We should start
we're
with the
still
big
fixing
stuff. That'll be the easiest.
I don't know why he took everything
let's start with
out.
the
Move furniture around. It's not always necessary.
I got it.
Like what? Could have just wiped down the counters, put stuff away, did some laundry,
What are you talking
vacuumed.
about? The couch is perfectly in line with the carpet, and then I could just walk over here and casually just put my feet right up on. Okay, here's what we do. We just move the couch closer to the coffee table.
Oh, but then the back of the couch won't line up with the back of the carpet.
Just
Okay,
so.
well, here, we'll move the coffee table closer to the couch. Okay.
No, whoa. But then the coffee table won't be centered in the seating area.
That's a lot.
But the coffee table doesn't match the table. How am I wrong?
Is it okay for me to come in now?
Uh-huh.
Why is everything different?
Bye.
I love how Ross just bails on him. Now, I couldn't find the extended clip, but Monica does go on to tell him that she's grateful that he put all this effort in and she doesn't freak out or anything like that. And I think that just goes to show you that it's not, that it is more of like the controlling of her environment. And it also shows that she's grown as a person and really loves Chandler. But again, I just think it's something about the environment and controlling our environment. And I think that's more what's going on with Monica. And I just appreciate that Chandler wanted to do something nice for her and, was so silly to not think that it might be upsetting. But man, Ross just got out of there real quick. Okay. Moving on to, still in the Chandler-Monica space, but I wanted to include these clips because I think a lot of people are struggling with infertility and people don't want to talk about it. And I love that this conversation was being had so many years ago. Because if you forget, Friends was like, late 90s, I think, early 2000s. So it's been quite a while ago. So let's watch this clip.
Hi, honey.
Hey, look, I brought a friend home for dinner. This is Zach from work.
Oh, of course. It's so nice to see you again, Zach.
You too. You guys haven't actually met before, but boy, you're both polite. Why don't you have a seat, Zach? I'll get you beer.
I got it.
Do we ever learn what Chandler does for a living? I don't remember.
So, Zach's pretty nice, huh?
Accountant?
Yeah, I guess.
Something? Maybe.
So, how would you like to have a baby that's half yours and half his?
Excuse me?
Well, we're talking
my
about
reaction.
sperm donors, and Zach may be the guy. I mean, look, he's intelligent, he's healthy, he's athletic. I mean, he's spermtastic.
Spermtastic.
Chandler, this is crazy. What did you even say to him? Come up, meet my wife. Give us your sperm.
No, I invited him
Moving
to dinner
pretty
so you
quickly.
could get a chance to get to know him, I mean, if we go through a sperm bank, you never meet the guy, get to check him out.
That's true. That's true.
I'm telling you, he's great. I mean, even if my sperm worked fine, I think he'd be the way to go.
I'm not going to be a part of this. You can't just bring some random guy home and expect him to be our sperm donor.
Okay.
Zach? Thanks. You have a coaster, I don't want to make a ring.
Tell me about yourself, Zach.
I love that because it's right up Monica's alley, right? Doesn't want to leave a ring. But the fact that they're looking for a sperm donor, it is true. You don't get to meet the people if you just go through a sperm bank. If you have a friend or family member who is going to donate because you can't, like I know one of my patients back in the day, her uncle couldn't have children with his wife, and her dad, who obviously is brothers with her uncle, he offered to donate. They went through a sperm donor anyway, but if you don't know the person, then it is kind of weird. But you can still see their health, their history, and read about them so that you know enough to pick. But I like that they're talking about this. But let's go backwards a little bit. I know these are a little out of order, but on purpose, because now we'll get to see a little bit about them learning about not being able to have kids.
Oh, I still can't believe this. My uterus is an inhospitable environment. I always tried so hard to be a good hostess.
Well, I can't believe my sperm have low motility, because let me tell you, while I was growing up, they sure seemed to be in a hurry to get places.
Those medical terms are so offensive
I'm
sometimes.
sorry there wasn't better news from your test last week, but I wanted to talk to you about your options.
Okay?
Well, first of all, even though your chances of conceiving through natural means aren't great, you never know. So keep having sex on a regular basis.
Don't worry, after a while, you'll tune it out.
Well, given your situation, the options with the greatest chances for success would be surrogacy or insemination using a sperm donor.
Wouldn't they have to do both? If
And of course,
both
if
of
you
them are
feel
having a
that
tough
neither
time?
of those is right for you, you could always adopt.
Is that a hint? Because we love you, Dr. Connolly, but we don't think we want you to be our child.
Oh, Chandler. Always making inappropriate jokes.
Talk about an inhospitable environment.
Okay. I wanted to bring up this little clip only because I think often medical terms are so offensive and they just brush right over the emotional component too often. Like he was like, wish I had better news, which I understand. I don't expect doctors to be therapists by any means. But I do think when it comes to complex situations like chronic illness or intense diagnoses or infertility, I feel like there needs to be a little bit more bedside manner and not using terms, and I don't know if they really do use these terms. Again, this is, a TV show, but like telling Monica that her uterus is an inhospitable environment, that's kind of offensive. Or telling him that, his sperm lacks motility, I think is what he said, or mobility maybe. I feel like there's got to be a better way to say things, like saying that your sperm count is a little bit low and they're just not moving as fast as they used to, so you're going to struggle to get pregnant. Or telling her that, it doesn't seem like the lining of your uterus is thick enough for it to be able to house a baby, and it's just not in a good place for you to get pregnant. It could be more difficult for you, and then give you percentages. Now, obviously, I know I'm like soft talking it, but does anybody else feel like sometimes the medical terminology they use is just like, oh, it's like hard to take. It's kind of offensive. Okay, that's enough of that. Let's move on to the final few clips where, I'll just let you learn. I'll let you learn as we go along. Here, let's start here.
Can I just say, I know we're doing this for Ross, and that's cool, but
when
it
Ross
was up to
is
me. This
fine.
is not what we'd be doing on our first date.
Well, what would we be doing?
I'd take you out for a romantic night. Some champagne, fancy dinner, fill you up on the carriage ride home.
Joey.
Fill me up.
In a carriage.
Hey,
Hi. Hi. Hey. So.
Oh, and Charlie used to date Joey, by the way. Rachel and Joey are now dating.
Hey, so did you
Awkward, all around.
Actually, it's some stuff you left at my apartment.
Ugh.
Oh.
The returning of the stuff.
Thanks.
And you can
I
just
never
give
did
me
that.
my stuff whenever
Just
you want.
Chuck it.
Yeah, I didn't throw any of that out.
Right? Same.
I thought I heard voices.
When he does that high pitch,
Hi, Charlie.
you know it's not right.
Hey, Joey. And, you're gonna have to introduce me to your new girlfriend.
So uncomfortable.
I'm just kidding. I know, Rachel. I know.
So uncomfortable.
Please, come in.
Okay, well, we brought you some wine.
Oh, that is so thoughtful. She's a keeper.
We brought you
bring
wine.
me?
Oh my god.
Actually, that's...
What? Underwear, a toothbrush, and a Van Halen CD. I can use all these things.
Oh my god, Ross.
Gosh, Ross, you seem a little...
What? Fine? Because I am. Huh? Aren't you? Aren't you? Who else is fine?
Okay, listen, hey, Ross, why don't you try to relax, okay?
Little
Maybe
much.
have a drink.
You know what? That is a very good idea. I'm gonna go make a picture of margaritas.
Oh jeez. How did he do that so fast? I had to include these clips because Ross clearly isn't fine. And I honestly, does anybody else hate that term fine when people ask how you are? Fine. That's not an answer. I actually used to have like a no fine response when I worked at the Eating Disorder Treatment Center, and actually in my office when I ask people how they are, they can't say fine. I'm like, pick another emotion, pick another thought, another word, anything. Because fine is almost like our automatic response when we just we're not going to tap in, we're not checking in, we're not figuring out how we feel. We're just like, I'm fine. We just want people to like move on. And as a therapist, it's not acceptable to me. So I make my patients come up with something different. And I'm sure that annoys a lot of you, but that's why this is like the one where Ross is fine, because he's not. He's totally not. Okay, here we go. The night continues.
That you two are together.
Oh, he's doing his toast.
And that one day you might get married. And have children
Oh, he's
of your
having a
own.
hard time. Yeah, he's
Dude,
not
are you
okay.
okay?
Totally.
Everybody cries into their margaritas.
Ross, you don't seem okay.
I'm sorry, it must be the pressure of entertaining.
Poor Ross. Things are awkward, and you don't have to rush to be okay. You don't have to be fine with everything. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to not be okay. I think that's like the motto of my YouTube channel, right? Okay, final clip. Here we go.
Morning. Here you go.
Must have been a lot of
Nice.
margaritas.
Did you stay here all night?
Yeah.
So you took off my pants and shoes?
Joey's a good friend.
No. You actually did that when you were dancing to the Chicago soundtrack. Look, Ross, about Rachel and I. Listen, you don't have to worry about that, okay? Because nothing's
Joey's
gonna
such
happen.
a good friend.
What do you mean?
Well, she and I said from the beginning that we weren't going to do anything unless you were okay with
Wow.
it. And clearly,
What are you talking about?
Oh, fine. I'm sick of that word.
it's okay, Ross. You know, I totally understand. Of course you're not fine. You're Ross and Rachel.
Yeah, except we're not. I mean, we haven't been a couple in like
Wow.
6 years. My God, is that right? Has it been that long?
That's what I hear. Yeah.
This is crazy. I mean, 6 years and because of me, you guys aren't going to be together? Can I ask you something? Really, what is this thing with you and Rachel?
Come on, you know me. You know.
Joey.
I'm crazy about her.
And she feels the same way?
I think so.
Well then, maybe it's time we all moved on.
True.
Yeah, but Ross, I mean, you're not okay with it. So.
No, but
I love
I
that.
want to be.
That's the truth.
Hey, I will be. Besides, I'm with Charlie, right? Oh my God, I'm still with Charlie, aren't I? I mean, she didn't see the dance, did she?
No. No, that was just for me.
I really wanted to include this clip because Joey's a great friend, and so is Rachel. And even the fact that they were like, if you're not okay with this, we won't do anything. And I think that, you know, I'm glad that Joey stayed the night and made sure he was okay. And then Ross said, no, I'm not okay. Acknowledging, I'm not okay with this. It's okay to not be okay, but I want to be. And that's where I would end it, is I want to be. Because he says, I will be. You don't know. Hopefully, yes, but just the I want to. And that's the truth. He's not okay with it now, but he wants to. And he wants to support them too. And it's a lot of love. It's like a love fest. And so, of course, I love it. And that's why they're such good friends and they've been friends forever. Now, obviously, there are so many other clips to cover. Like, I didn't even get a chance to dive into Phoebe losing her mom to suicide. She talks about that off and on throughout the show. Or issues that you can struggle with when you have a twin, or what's going on with Joey, or any of those things. And oh my God, there is just so much more to talk about. So if you like this video and you want a part 2, please let me know in those comments down below and by giving this video a like. And for more content like this, please subscribe to my channel, and you can even check out my Mental Health 101 series for a deeper dive into some of the topics we talk about today, like addiction and OCD and anxiety disorders and all sorts of things. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.